All right, we are back. And you may notice that we're a little bit of a different color now. We went with this satin black, I think it's red metallic. It looks almost purple. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen some dedicated photos to it. It looks really good. But today we are gonna talk about the good and the bad. But first, we're gonna talk about maybe like, I've seen some videos of the quality issues of it. So I wanna start there as like the bad. We might do like a few, I haven't seen too many like bad things about it. There's like a couple that are like, okay, I'll give it to you. Quality of it is pretty trash. But there's also some really great things on the inside, like quality wise, such as like the dash and all that stuff. There's not much like creaking and squeaking and all that stuff. But first, I'm gonna take you to the back of the 4Runner and show you probably the biggest quality issue that they could definitely work on. So yeah, this is probably like one of the bigger issues. It's like not on here that great. Squeaks a lot when you press it down. I mean, I don't hear it when I drive, but yeah, this is probably like the biggest quality issue. I have seen videos of people saying the fenders aren't super tight. I would say for the most part, they're pretty good. Let's look at the front. This one's pretty tight, and they were taken off to wrap. I think there was one I had, yeah, right here. So this one has a little bit more gap. That could be tightened up, but for the most part, mine are pretty solid. That would be the only one. Okay, so as for the interior, the only gripe I have, or like bad thing about it, would probably be like the amount of space that you have here. Yeah, you have this like little deep pocket, but like you kind of like can't find things. And the center console's a little small. I mean, I could be nitpicking at that because it is a smaller SUV. And prior to this, I had the Tundra, which had a massive center console and just so much more space, especially up front, but it's also a bigger car. Also, another thing is I see a lot of people are worried about the glove box being like rattly or whatever. I know it's because of this like little push, these little push things. I don't know the exact term for those, but I don't see it being that much of an issue. I mean, are you just sitting here playing with this the whole time? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Now, this brings me to the things I love about this thing. I personally think this is a perfect, absolutely perfect car. All the way from the interior to the exterior and even the engine. Yes, I know people are gonna be like, oh, but the engine's a 4-cylinder and whatnot. I've had zero issues with it. With the 5th gen 4Runner, it is a 6-speed, so you're hunting for gears going uphill and it's struggling. The only thing I have to say about the engine would be when you're going from a dead stop to, I don't know, maybe like 30 miles per hour. Yes, it's gonna take a little bit more time to get there, and it does feel like it's working a little bit hard, but also so did the 5th gen. I would probably say the 5th gen worked even harder to get up to that point. And then it struggled up hills and it didn't feel super amazing driving, but it definitely was fine. This thing drives fantastic all the way through, obviously, except from like dead stop and up. And like in the mornings, it's a little bit worse. But I love it. As for like fuel economy, I'm at a little over 18 miles per gallon, and I drive like an a-hole. And I also live in SoCal where it's a lot of hills. So my driving is up and down. I do like half highway, half city. So that's probably a pretty accurate depiction of what your miles per gallon is gonna be. Granted, I don't have the tires and lift and all that stuff on yet, but the air dam is gone, so I don't know if that has to do with anything. But moving on, more of the interior. Loved the screen from the Tundra. The quality is great. I think it's a perfect size. Yeah, there's no dual climate. I don't really care about that at all. It's mainly me using the climate anyways, but this does have heated, cooled seats. It has a heated steering wheel, which I don't know what more you can ask for. It has four-wheel drive, rear locker. I love the digital display, and my absolute favorite thing, I know people say it's so gimmicky, which doesn't make sense to me, but it seems so useful. And it's the one thing I use like the most when I'm doing anything is the speaker. So this little thing, I actually haven't even used it as just a speaker yet, but I know it pumps sound while you're driving or whatever. But this thing, the amount of times I've forgotten a speaker whenever I'm golfing or doing anything, even out camping, this thing would save my ass. And it's always charged. You keep it in there and it's always charged. I don't understand why people are hating on like, oh, it's a little gimmicky speaker. It's like, it's fantastic. So another thing I hear people complain about is the back seat and how much space there is. I'm 6 feet. I have plenty of legroom. I also have the sunroof, and yes, there's like a little blockage with like it coming down because that's where the sunroof needs to go. But overall headspace, I probably have about 1.5 inches, 2 inches from my head to the ceiling. But this is comfortable. You could easily have people in here. I don't generally drive too many people around. I usually put a bunch of gear in here. But I would say there's plenty of space. Like, granted, it's a small SUV. I find it very spacious. It's definitely not the Tundra, obviously, but this fits in my garage. The Tundra did not fit in my garage. I think there's plenty of space, even in the back. I haven't put anything back there yet. We'll see once I do like fridge, drawer system, all that kind of stuff. But right now, I would say this is almost a perfect vehicle. All right, and lastly for the bads. On my 5th gen, this did go up automatically. Now, you have to do this stupid thing, which I hate. But in the next video, we are gonna be fixing that. I did order some parts to put some struts on it, and we're gonna do a little install video of how easy it is. Those parts come off of, I'm pretty sure they use the same as the Tacoma, and they're from Redline. But tomorrow, I am passing this off to a shop, a very specific shop, that's going to put something really cool and shiny on it, because they need to R&D it and get some things made. I don't want to give it away just yet. You'll see next week exactly what that's going to be, or even this week on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, if you want to get a little sneak peek before the YouTube video comes out. Once that is on, then we can get the wheels and tires. I'm dying to get these Relations race wheels on there with some new Falcon tires. We are going to be heading to Big Brand to get some tires on it, and I'm excited to do that. There's so much happening. I think we're going to get some more parts coming. We have a compressor coming, which I don't have a bracket. I need to figure out, I either need to make a bracket to put the compressor in here. We'll see. I don't know. It's going to be hard. So if you have not already, please subscribe. That's going to help me out. If you can like this video to push it out, comment, that would be fantastic. This build is gonna happen super duper fast. So a lot faster than I was expecting, especially with the R&D that this company is gonna be putting on here. And yeah, it's gonna go fast. I'm super excited, I'm super happy. I'm still deciding on sliders and roof rack. I know I wanna go with the same company. I'm thinking Westcott Designs, possibly Prinsu or Sherpa. If you guys have any ideas on what you might wanna see on this, let me know in the comments. I'm leaning more towards Westcott, we'll see. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you like this, please like it, subscribe. If you have any content that you absolutely want to see on this 4runner or any questions you need answered, please feel free to hit me up on here or on Instagram. That'd be great. See you next time.